gonna put your arm in a deep fryer. That sounds pretty intense, actually. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to the It Just Works podcast. I'm your host Ryan. Today we have a fantastic episode. We're gonna be talking about Microsoft just buying the entire games industry, a quick Halo Infinite update, and then we're gonna be talking about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, the remakes. So that was the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. We're gonna give our overall thoughts on the game, and then close out the episode with some Pokemon Legends Arceus discussion, just our last preview before the game releases this Friday. First, though, Brian from Another Vinyl Page, bro. How you doing? Welcome back.
What's up? I feel like it's been a while. I'm glad to be back, talk with you guys, hear your thoughts and opinions about this game. So let's go.
Yeah, I feel like it's been way too long. I've been really looking forward to this all day, to be honest with you. But Brandon, how are you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing really good, man. As you guys have already stated, really stoked to do this episode. Really enjoying my time with Brilliant Diamond. So can't wait to talk about it.
Right on. Well, before we jump into a couple topics and then obviously the games themselves, besides playing these games recently, Brian, is there anything else that you've been playing that you wanted to spotlight today?
Oh man, no, I've been pretty much just focusing on Brilliant Diamond, and then other than that, I haven't been playing too much. This month has been kind of less on the games. I got to get back into that. Banjo-Kazooie came on Switch Online, so I was excited about that. I wanted to start picking that up.
Yeah, if you want to play the inferior version, then go ahead. Or you can
Oh, you're right. I forgot there was a remaster on Xbox, right?
Yeah, it's just the digital upgrade. There is when you collect the notes in a world, in the Nintendo 64 version. Sorry, apparently I can't talk. I already had too much to drink. When you jump out of the world, all of the notes would reset. Like, it actually wouldn't keep a history of the notes you got, where in the Xbox 360, Xbox One version, it actually keeps track of the notes. So you would have to go through all 100 notes all over again every single time on the N64 if you're a completionist. Obviously, it's still amazing to have it back on a Nintendo console. There's no question about it. But yeah, I'd say go play the rare replay version for sure. Nice. Brandon, is there any other games besides Pokemon that you've been playing recently? This guy's fucking done. He's over here just spaced out.
No, I'm good, dude. I'm
chilling.
I'm shining bright like a diamond.
Yeah,
I've been playing Brilliant Diamond. Dabbling a little bit of Halo, but same with Brian. I think it's just been a really busy month, like dealing with post-holiday fallout and just busier times. In our workplaces, I'm sure we've all kind of felt that crunch. So I haven't really been gaming a whole lot. I did, however, 2 weeks ago play Pokemon trading card games with you, right?
Yeah.
Always fun to throw some cards on the table. And yeah. Oh, one time you thought you won and you didn't.
Dude, I mean, that was stupid. I'm not gonna.
I wish we got that on video, podcast. But we're not. Yeah, we're not gonna explain it right now. But
my reaction to losing was authentic. Yeah, sounds good. Well, apparently I'm a little too single in my life because I've been doing nothing but playing a lot of games. I've been playing Mortal Kombat 9, 10, 11. I was playing Deception on the GameCube, Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Fire Red, Apex Legends. And then, Will, friend of the show, who will hopefully be on this year, me and him bought on Saturday night for $5, Alien versus Predator, the game from the Xbox 360, PC, and PS3, where you can actually play as all three races. You can play as the Marines, Aliens, or Predators. It was actually a really cool game when it came out. We still found a lobby of people playing, and we were screaming and laughing our asses off, and it was honestly some of the best times. And then, of course, I've been playing Halo. Obviously, you guys know I'm playing Halo a little too much. I think I'm at like 50 hours in the campaign and like 150 plus in the multiplayer. So, yeah, playing a lot of Halo. But speaking of, Halo and Microsoft, we're going to jump into our, first of the two topics, little news topics. Microsoft has acquired Activision for about $68 billion. I think it's literally the biggest transaction in entertainment history. So that means Xbox, if everything finalizes by June of next year, will own Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Overwatch, Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, all the Transformer War for Cybertron games, just a ton of franchises out there. Candy Crush, I think it's called, on the mobile phone. Just a ridiculous amount of titles, and they already stated that they will be honoring any contracts that Sony has with Activision Blizzard. So if Call of Duty has a contract that's up until next year, Sony fans will still get that. But Brandon, what are your thoughts on just like this historic transaction that obviously trumps the Bethesda one, which was $7 billion, and we all freaked out about that? I still think that's a bigger deal, but personally, because I'm such a fan of Bethesda's games, and obviously we have Starfield coming out this year. But like, what was your general reaction just to the news? Just the headlines of that. Brandon? Brandon?
Dude, you're cutting out like crazy. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh, Brian, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
I think
can you hear me, Brandon?
I can hear you now. Literally that whole bit you were like choppy and like spacing out. Like even Brian's not spacing out now. It said my internet connection was weak, and this is so what the fuck is going on?
Man, fix your internet, dude. Get off that Walmart shit, son.
Bro, you've been having this podcast for a year plus, and this shit has never given me problems. Now all of a sudden,
well, basically all I was asking you is just like, what are your general thoughts on the acquisition of Activision? Just obviously you read the headlines, and you did talk in our conversation about it potentially being a monopoly. Just from the outside looking in, I would just like to say, even if this acquisition goes through, Microsoft is only the third biggest gaming company in the world. So even after this, they still wouldn't even be a monopoly. But just what are your thoughts on it, Brandon?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize to the audience of It Just Works podcast for hearing my goblin voice. Real sorry about that. That's usually reserved for a private few. But honestly, with Microsoft buying up a lot, what was the previous buyout that they did? I don't quite remember, but
Bethesda for $7 billion.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Bethesda for $7 billion.
It kind of some Disney vibes come through in terms of creating like a little bit of a monopoly. However, I think it might be a really good thing. We're gonna have games potentially have increased attention to them. Like we might see a increased quality in games like Call of Duty, where they're not the same shit every year. I think it's going to be a positive thing, because Blizzard and Activision have been getting a lot of heat, and I feel like Microsoft's coming in to save the day, and hopefully saves their day, gives them face, but also provides us with quality games. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, just to see what the possibilities are. I'm not the biggest fan of Blizzard or Call of Duty for that matter, but I'm still excited for the future. I think it will be fun for fans that are on the console and PC, and then the cloud devices as well. But Brian, being our resident Switch only user, what are your thoughts on this? I'm sure that you saw this during the week when I posted about it, or maybe someone else.
No, I thought it was interesting and crazy when I heard about it. Like you said, I'm pretty much a Nintendo guy, so I don't know how this is going to affect everything too much. And I know it's a huge deal. And it's funny, when I first heard about that Crash and all the other people were going to be Xbox properties now, I sent it to the group chat. I thought of this image from back in the early 2000s, and it has Crash getting an Xbox tattoo, and it says Crash is running with a whole new crowd now. And that's the only thing I could think of when I heard that announcement.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing like that image. It was pretty funny when you sent that right now.
That aged pretty well. Yeah, I sent it because I was going to bring it up. But yeah, that's insane that all these things are owned by Microsoft now. And the way you made it seem, it doesn't seem like it's too much of a monopoly or anything. You said they're third.
Yeah, so even after this acquisition, if it goes through, they'll still only be the third biggest gaming company in the world. So I just feel like that's kind of astonishing, in my opinion.
Interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, so real quick before we jump into Pokemon, I myself just want to bring up a couple things, because The update came out after last week's episode. Don't forget that this is the last week. You have 2 more days as this episode's release for the Halo Infinite Cyber Showdown, where you can get some pretty cool free rewards that are a little bit cyberpunk-ish. Some people would say they don't look Halo-ish, but you can still check them out. They're easy to get. If you really know what you're doing with the challenges, you can still finish it in a few hours. Unfortunately, the update to Big Team Battle did not go through, and we still have to wait for another update. It didn't get completely fixed, so keep an eye out for that. Just a quick update on Halo, as obviously that's what I talk about a lot here. Yeah, and then we'll talk about some Pokemon here. That's what we're here to talk about. But before we do that, Brandon, are you still having some unfortunate technical issues over there?
Unfortunately, yes, I am. I have 31 devices connected to my network right now.
Dude, holy shit.
That's almost 32.
Stupid.
Oh my god, that's one more than 30. Holy fuck.
I would just say, like, if you could tell anyone outside, just go on their data for the rest of the show real quick. I mean, that would literally clear all the bandwidth.
I think Jed and my dad are watching Netflix on the Xbox right now.
Oh man.
Fuck. Yeah,
sometimes it be like that.
Sometimes it be like that.
People don't think it do, but it really do.
I mean, 31 devices.
I'm in my app right now for my browser.
They always say 30 is the most devices you can have at once, and then after that.
Yeah, don't worry, I can cut this out if I have to, but so far it's been naturally fine.
Just like you, Ryan.
Oh damn, dude!
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you got any games on your phone?
Hey guys, you guys play Fortnite?
What are we dropping, boys?
Oh my god, guys, Tilted Towers is back.
Like, who the fuck cares about a couple towers?
What are you drinking?
What?
What are you drinking? That looks familiar.
I'm drinking High Noon, brother.
Oh,
it's High Noon.
It's not that ranch water. I still think that ranch water did terrible because of the name.
Yeah, I don't know who I mean, I get it because I think it's supposed to like come from Texas. They got ranches for their horses and whatnot. But yeah, ranch water is fucking stupid because yes, Brian, when I saw it, that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, ew. Yep. But I know it doesn't have ranch in it. But
yes, I know they mean like Texas ranch. But when I hear ranch water, I think of condiment like water.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing, you fucking idiots?
And like every store I go to, they have so much and they're expired. And it's like, dude, you guys picked the stupidest fucking name.
Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna restart the router real quick.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I haven't done it in a minute.
Yeah, just restart it real quick, and I think I can pause the recording actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do your thing.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right.
It blows.
Oh,
right.
Well, I don't remember where we were at before I paused the recording. So yeah, Brandon's back. His internet's working. Brian's still here. And so now we're going to go ahead and talk about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the meat of this episode. It's why you're all here. It's our review discussion. We're going to go ahead and just do a deep dive into the game, talk about our first impressions from the reveal trailer we got last year, just kind of to freshen everybody up and see where we're at, and then obviously we'll talk about how we feel about it now. So Brian, I think you were the most critical one of this game when the trailer came out. None of us were really like losing our shit over it, but the chibi sprites really bothered you and the way they walked. Just the graphics didn't look up to par. They did technically improve them as the game was in development. We noticed that one of the last trailers that it looked a little bit better, but getting your hands on the game, compared to when you first saw its reveal, how do you feel about it?
Oh man, my first initial response was a little weird because I had laughed. I was like, holy shit, people are going to be so upset with this. But then the Arceus trailer came out, and then I'm like, oh, people will be fine. They're getting both. So, but then actually, when I got to play it, it's cool. I understand they like wanted a shot-for-shot remake. It's fine. The battle grounds look really nice. Though I will say that. What is it? The battle scenes, the Battlegrounds. What is it? Is there a name for that?
The battle scenarios, I would just call them that.
Yeah, I will say that those are actually really beautiful. I think those are the best ones on the Switch yet. But visual wise, I'm okay. I'm comfortable with the chibi style now. I don't love or hate it. It's just kind of there for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I didn't really care for it when we first saw the trailers. When everything finally started coming out, though, I was like, man, this is actually pretty sick. Like you just said, the battle scenarios stood out in a heartbeat to me. Like you really couldn't pass it up. They look really good, and the water looks really good. Yeah, no, it exceeded my expectations quite a bit, actually. Thankfully, when you lower them enough, I mean, where do you go from there? So Brandon, what were your thoughts on just like where you were when the game was announced before it got released to where you are now with it?
I think it was, I don't remember what movie it's from, or I'm sure it's an age-old saying, but if you constantly expect failure, you'll never be disappointed. But when I first saw it, I was really excited because we were finally getting the Diamond and Pearl remakes that we were hoping for. It was next up in the series. I do remember my time with Diamond fondly, but I remember it had its shortcomings for the time. It was really slow because I tried to replay it and I didn't last like maybe until the first gym. So with it coming out, I was really excited to see it. I didn't really mind the chibi style. We're finally getting what we wanted. Yeah, it was a return to the roots, which I think the Pokemon games definitely needed. And it was nice that we got that, and then 3 months later we're getting something that's completely brand new. I think it's something to satiate people who want that classic style. Like I think I'm sure we'll get into it, but I think Pokemon like definitely went back to its roots, and it's definitely what it needs. And then as Brian said, we're getting Arceus later. Makes everybody hyped and happy. So yeah, really liked seeing it come through and actually being a reality.
That's like a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about next, and it is the fact that I think all of us talked about it in the group chat. I think I texted you guys literally like a couple hours into the game. Yeah, it going back to its original formula where it's like top down, just everything's just it's very grounded, but with all new graphics, textures, just everything reimagined. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know I wanted this, but I love it and I'm here for it. And I agree with you. Like the franchise just really needed to go back to its roots. Like now, I know people are tired of remakes, but now I really want to see like every region, every story done like this if we could. And like you said just now, we have Legends Arceus coming up, which is a completely different take on the entire franchise. It's basically Pokemon with Breath of the Wild and Skyrim elements. I mean, it's like, holy shit. So I think that was like kind of interesting that they did that, because you do get that 3-month period where it's like, fans can really get a taste of both worlds. And I think it's also a taste of like what's to come with the series, though. I really do believe that they're going to keep making remakes. So like maybe they go from like Let's Go to just full on remakes like we're getting with Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, just the classic remakes. And then the team that made Legends Arceus, I think they're just going to move forward with like them experimenting with single player focused, just massive worlds. One of the Twitter pages I follow that does leaks, this isn't a rumor or anything, they're just throwing this out there in the hemisphere to see what other fans think. And this person really suggested the idea that like moving forward, maybe we get more spin-offs and Legends Arceus, story driven, moving the bar further with the story of these games. And then there's a free to play game that's focused on nothing but the competitive side of Pokemon battles. And they basically said that it's like a Pokemon Stadium game that's free to play, and they update it as games continue to move forward, whether it's forms of Pokemon, battle moves, ability updates, just any of that. And it's a game that's continuously updated, and that's what they use from now on for their tournaments and just battles and then mini games. And I was like, shit, that'd be like really cool, because then that'd be all of your co-op and all of your multiplayer, but then the other team focuses on more of a single player experience. And I think that we got a taste of what that could look like here, because obviously in these games we can battle and trade like we always could, with a global union room. But I'm pretty sure Legends Arceus we cannot battle each other, if that's correct. I do know that we will be able to take our Pokemon out and put them in Pokemon Home and then do back and forth. But I think it's a very interesting road that Pokemon's going down. But in terms of, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, I think the other thing that like really stood out is the Grand Underground. The Grand Underground was great in the original games. Everyone loved it in the original games. They took that same idea and added more to the loot table on what you can mine. And then they took it one step further and they allow you to go online and you can literally just mine with friends. If you get up to, I believe it's 30 Dugtrio or Diglett, and there's an event that goes on where you can get statues, which are also incorporated into the game. But when this event's going on, you can get shiny statues, which add bonuses to your secret base. And then they did something that's even crazier, and something I love a lot is the biomes. So there's biomes in the game now. So you can go to a lava biome and find rock and fire Pokemon, sand, desert areas, ice, just it's crazy. So Brian, what were your reactions to just going back to the Grand Underground and like seeing these biomes and whatnot? I know you dabbled with it a little bit, but did it still make you feel just as cool as it was, back in the day? Or you're like, this is a good addition?
I have very vague memories of the original Underground. So seeing the new trailers for this game and then playing the new Underground, it was cool. I had like a lot of fun seeing the different biomes and seeing what was in there, walking in and out to reset what Pokemon were in there. I think the first Pokemon I caught in there was like a Houndoom, and it was such a bitch to catch because it was so over leveled to everything I had. But it's actually, that's what's keeping me engaged in the game, because I want to beat the Pokemon League so I can go back and find more stuff down there. I really want to explore and find more. I want to find a Totodile so damn bad. That's like my main reason. I really want to find a Totodile. And I had no idea about the shiny statues thing that you were just saying right now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, it is actually cool. I mean, they're nothing like to freak out about, but I just like the idea of it. I think it technically adds more to the gameplay, for all the collectors out there. That's what Pokemon is. That's what its logo or motto's been since the beginning. Gotta catch them all. Well, you can collect all the statues as well, and then as you get the national decks, it opens it up to even more statues like Charizard and all of them. I don't have a Charizard statue yet, but I will get one, brother. Yeah, so I do have a few Totodiles. That's the cool thing about the biomes is that it provided like a Pokemon Black and White 2 experience, because those biomes weren't in the original games. So now you're able to catch Pokemon very early in the game and also train to a high level early in the game like you couldn't before. And it just reminded me so much of Black and White 2. And I cherish those games, and I think they're some of the best in the franchise. So being able to allow players to change things up and really have their own story, with how they collect their Pokemon and who's on their team, is I think what Pokemon's all about. Because so many of these other games are, oh, cool, I'm in this region, like, let me go catch the Gibble now, right? Because Brian, you're talking about that. It's a little cliche, but fourth gen's like, I got to have a Garchomp. And it's cool. Well, in this game, you don't have to worry about that. There's plenty of other Pokemon you can get. Like Brandon has a Magnezone, and back in the day, you weren't even supposed to fucking get that until after the Pokemon League. So there's just a lot of really cool things that they did, and I think that the Grand Underground and its updates really made the price tag worth it. But Brandon, I've been talking way too much. You haven't been talking enough. What are your thoughts on the Grand Underground, and like what has it provided for your experience?
No, you're all good, man. It's a lot to talk about. It's expanded, just like Brian. Unfortunately, I didn't really have much hands-on time with the original Diamonds Underground. I think I dug up like a couple fossils and like did some shit, made the mines collapse. And with I think Ryan, you remember, like you were like, dude, let's battle online, and I had no like optimal access port on my computer, my home PC, and so like online connectivity back then was just out of the question for me, unfortunately. So I didn't really get to experience the Underground back then. But the Underground in Brilliant Diamond is amazing. Like you said, you can hop in with your friends. I remember spending hours just trying to get all the Diglett and find as many shiny statues as we can. It was definitely a really good experience nowadays. And yeah, I really want to gloat about my team, dude, because I caught most of it in the underground. I love it. So as you said, Magnezone quickly became one of my favorites. And you don't have to evolve it through Mount Coronet now. You can just use a Thunderstone. So got my Magnemite, and I'm like, hell yeah,
really?
dude.
I had no idea about that.
I didn't know that either. I still don't have one. I have to go back and get them.
A Thunderstone on it now?
Yeah.
Can they fix like a bunch of these trait evolutions now, please?
Fucking blew my mind, dude.
I agree.
It was bananas. Yeah, so I got my Magnezone super early. I got my Houndoom, which is a fire type, which Sinnoh doesn't have a whole lot of, and plus my dog Ruby is Houndoom herself, so name it Ruby. Broke the fourth wall. It's super tight. Got a Togepi first thing, and Togepi, Togetic, and Togekiss are some of my favorite Pokemon. So having one on my team like before the third gym just made the experience so much better. And that's what I loved about Black and White 2 is going to Floesse Ranch and finding Lucario and Mareep and Growlithe and all these Pokemon that aren't normally found in your normal Diamond and Pearl playthrough and putting them on your team super early. It was amazing. I think the fourth Pokemon, actually, now that I think about it, was Duskull, waiting for that Dusknoir. So yeah, accessing pretty powerful Pokemon early on is really cool and makes your experience different than your typical starter plus Luxray, Shanks and Starly so lineup. So it was really cool. I think the Grand Underground, they definitely nailed it with everything they had available to it. So especially those shiny statues, those are bananas. Love the hunt for those. Sorry.
They are sick. No, we will jump into that now though, because I do think it's kind of a cool segue into the Pokemon we use on our journey, and you guys can talk about whether, Brandon, yours is very different than your original playthrough. But Brian, what are the Pokemon you have on your team, and how do they compare to like your first team?
Oh man, my first team I can barely remember. I remember having a Floatzel and Infernape. That's probably it back in the day. But no, I tried to really use weird Pokemon this run. I used a Carnivine because I never used a Carnivine ever in a playthrough before, and it's been all right. I have my Bidoof that I refuse to evolve, Spoingus. He's a good boy. I got Houndoom.
Nice.
Crobat, Garchomp, which I'm probably going to get rid of just because I've used it before. This playthrough, I really wanted to use stuff I've never used. And then Girafarig, who I named Doofy.
Oh my god.
That is my team.
Yeah, so I'd be a betting man and probably say that this team is very, very different, besides probably Bidoof, than your original team back in the day.
Crobat, I'm thinking about taking off because I've used a Crobat before. I need a water type.
Well, I can give you a Totodile. That's why I caught extras. Yeah, so I used Infernape, Bonsly, my beautiful tree, bonsai tree, Crobat, Rampardos, Snorlax, and then Garchomp, and then later I subbed Bonsly because obviously I'm going to for Palkia, because I do like the idea of like going through the story and then beating the evil team and then catching the legendary, and you already trumped the entire team. I think you should be able to use your legendary in the Pokemon League. I just really like that whole aspect of it. So that was my team. Very, very fun. Obviously, once you get the national decks, the biomes and the Grand Underground open up, and a ton of Gen 2 and Gen 1, including Gen 3 Pokemon are available to catch. So now I have like Salamence, Flygon. I have a Tyranitar with Dragon Dance, who is, I think it's the first time he's come back since third gen. I'll have to double check on that. But in Pokemon Colosseum, the Tyranitar you get, in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, the Larvitar you get has Dragon Dance, and that was the only way back in the day to have a Dragon Dance Tyranitar. So pretty sick stuff. The Pokemon in the biomes have unique moves. I think I forgot who it was. I think it's Charmander. Charmander has Belly Drum, so Bellyzard's back, a very highly competitive Charizard set from back in the day. And then I think also Charmander had like quick attack. It's not even a move that it learns, but it has it. So the Pokemon in the biomes also have one unique move. It's pretty nuts actually. So
that's pretty sick, dude. Do you think it's like a really good thing to have like these old metas come back in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to kind of put a spotlight on that? Because when was the last time the Belizard was like a big deal?
Maybe Gen 5 was the last time, but that's definitely pushing it. But yeah, you got Dragon Dance, Aqua Jet, Fraligator, he's back. Flygon's good with Choice Scarf. He hits pretty hard, but Flygon is pretty much back as a meta Pokemon, but because they brought forward fairy typings, kind of still dampens what he can do. But yeah, there's a lot of cool metas that have come back because the Pokemon just weren't available in the Pokedex for Sword and Shield. So it's been a ton of fun to see what people are coming up with. But I don't have the urge to do EV training and IV training. Just not my thing. So
do not blame you.
Yeah,
no, I was saying I don't blame you. I don't do that shit.
Yeah, it's kind of just one of those things. So yeah. I want to talk about it real quick. I really enjoyed the whole Team Galactic story. Just fighting them over and over again and going through that whole process. I actually really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Sometimes fighting the evil teams in the games gets really boring, like Team Flare from X and Y. It's one of the ones I can think of.
Yeah.
Or the Sun and Moon team, which I'm forgetting. I can't remember right now.
Skull.
Yeah, Team Skull. And some of these teams are just really stupid as shit. I think Brandon is the one who said that Team Galactic is like his favorite evil organization, right?
No. Team Plasma.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Black and White 2. Yeah. With a Shadow Triad and those uniforms. Fucking sick, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I definitely got it wrong.
Team Galactic's definitely like a second tied with Rocket for me, though, personally.
Got it.
Yeah.
It was really cool to experience that story. Did you guys enjoy just, fighting a team that's actually not boring to look at? Or what did you guys think of that?
Well, it's cool. I think they're a good team. I think they're better than other generation teams we have. So I fuck with Team Galactic.
I fucks heavily with Team Galactic, dude.
I fuck with him. What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, like I said, it's definitely tied with Team Rocket for me, with Team Plasma sequel team. It was sorry. It was nice seeing Team Galactic though, like doing Team Galactic shit in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl with those updated graphics. Definitely we had the smaller, more simplified style. But man, like the battle scenes, like you guys mentioned earlier, the cut scenes,
the water,
bro, that water is fucking immaculate.
Bro, that distillery.
It's crispy water. Yeah, seeing like all the Team Galactic shenanigans and updated graphics was really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed watching the story unfold and Dialga fucking come through and shoot red lightning everywhere. So yeah, it was rad.
I want to talk about a few things that I experienced. I want to get through them because I was the one that I'm the only one that unfortunately got to them, but I want to run through them real quick before I forget. The Pokemon League was tough. I actually lost to Cynthia my first time, which is pretty dope because I hate just winning everything like it's nothing. Yeah. So that was really cool. I think I lost to her my first time. I don't know. But it was still really fun and challenging, which I think is great because it never is enough at all. And then I wanted to talk about real quick Ramona's Park. Ramona's Park is their new version of Pal Park from the original games. And if you don't know, Pal Park was used to transfer Game Boy Advance Pokemon to the 4th gen games. Obviously, we don't have to worry about that now with this. So they changed it to Ramona's Park, where you can find mysterious shards in the Grand Underground and then capture all of the legendary Pokemon from the previous games. And the cool thing about this is once you get mysterious shards and you go get the slate, which is what's used to summon the Pokemon, it's actually like their games. So for Groudon, it is literally a stone ruby looking cartridge. They had the Game Boy Color cartridges. It was just really cool what they did there as a nice fan service. it was really fun to capture those Pokemon. Definitely a little bit of a grind to get the mysterious shards, but you guys can look up videos on that. There's actually a really there's actually a really nice rhythm to that. It's where you can actually do it in probably 8 hours. I put the Battle Frontier area is incredible, and it is just like I remember, which it is. I remember having a lot of fun in there with my original playthrough, and I had all that fun again. And I definitely need to spend more time in there. So the next thing I want to talk about with you guys, if you had any time to really dabble in it, I didn't myself, so I doubt you guys did. But it is a really nice feature from Gen 4 that never returned until this game, obviously because it's a remake, but it's the customizing your Pokeballs. Did you guys happen to dabble in that at all?
As soon as I got to it, or as soon as they started telling me about it and I started messing with it, I threw so many hearts on my Bidoof. So now when I throw out my Bidoof, it's just like a love fest because I love that boy.
I love that boy, brother.
That's all the only thing I really messed with, though. I was going to put stickers and effects on one of my team, but I just, just you get that Bidoof.
That's a special Bidoof.
Yeah. And he's the only one that gets to follow me, too. Occasionally, I might do it for a few minutes, but nope. Just Bidoof follows me.
I have Groudon following me right now, but only one Pokemon got a...
Yeah, the one that's like that big compared to same size as a Bidoof. They did mess up on that. I will say that.
Yeah. There's only one Pokemon in my Pokedex that got a customized Pokeball. Could you all guess what that Pokemon is?
Charmander.
I mean, yeah, Charizard.
yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Wait, is it Charizard?
Oh my god, it's Charizard. Fuck you,
I
Eric. Now you get to hear about Charizard.
You like Charizard?
Oh my god, let me tell you about our Lord and Savior Charizard. I thought the customization was cool. I just think that the sprites that were used back in the day had a little bit more gravitas to it. I really enjoyed the old school one versus what we got now. When I throw the Pokeball that Charizard has the customization on, it literally lowers the frames of the fucking game, reminding me of why the Nintendo Switch is a giant piece of shit. So just fucking great, man. So now I want to move on to things that we wish. Oh, go ahead, Brandon. Did you?
No, you're
I'm
good,
sorry, I didn't let you talk. Did you do it at all?
Yeah, the only reason why I'm like kind of hurt about it is because I did the shit out of it. Every single Pokemon on my team has stickers on the ball.
Nice.
Really? Anytime yeah, dude, I swear to God.
No, you don't have to show us. I believe you. Okay. You can show us later.
But yeah, I made sure every Pokemon had like corresponding, like my Togekiss has like air whooshiness. My Houndoom's got fucking fire and darkness, and my Dusclops has the shit. So yeah, dude, I thought it was super dope. But I will say, like, the previous animations for the ball stickers was better back in the day because the frame rate drops, and I was like, I stickered the shit out of this Pokeball, right? I was like, fuck yeah, dude, it's gonna be so dope. And I did it, and it was like just super minimal, and I was like, I need to sticker like at least 50 or like do the max on a ball in order to get like a true like really cool effect, and even then it lowers the frames. I mean, I was still about it though, so
it's
I might have to play with my balls some more after this.
Dude, yeah, nothing like sticking adhesive to your balls.
Yeah, you decorate those balls, you silly goose. That dog ain't right. But I kind of wish I did that now, Brandon. No, that is cool. That makes your team and your experience more unique. Being able to customize, their appearance when they come out.
Definitely made me feel a lot more personal with my team, which is why I absolutely just love my team right now. Yeah. I haven't felt that in a very long time.
So is there anything else you guys would like to talk about that the game currently has before we move on to what we wish it had? I'd like to go down a list of things that I wish it had before we let you guys go.
I know something that was supposed to be good, but it's more so annoying on my end. Do you want to save that for later?
Let's see. No, go ahead and say it now.
Okay, if you max out the friendship or whatever on somebody on your team, then it's like breaks it, dude. It's like my Pokemon should have got knocked out. Oh, he held on because he loves you. Oh, he woke up after one turn of sleep.
I don't mind.
He landed a critical hit. It's like, can you make the game any easier? Like,
well, that's the other thing about Junichi Masuda, and sorry to cut you off, I'll just say this real quick. That's the other thing about Masuda that people are happy that he's kind of stepping away. He's had his time. He believes the games across the board should be easier. He doesn't care that adults are playing these games. He thinks they are marketed towards kids. I'm not denying that.
Yes, I
but
totally
he
get
is
that.
quoted saying that these games should be easy. So there's our problem right there. My issue with that system, real quick, is that the animations suck. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, it's like I understand it's a kids game, but do they just think kids can't figure it out anymore? Because we figured it out when we were younger, and between the buddy thing, how it's like it's so hard for your Pokemon to faint now, and then the experience share you can't turn off. It's like, how can you make the game any easier?
Well, okay, so I'm actually on the wrong side of the XP share argument. I think it's fucking stupid to only train one Pokemon at a time. Like it's they're all with you. Like they should all grow in your travels and the battles you go through, whether or not you use them. And I actually go out of my way to use them because I do want to make sure everyone's getting their time. But I remember, like, I'm playing Fire Red, you know, because I want to complete the national dex, because I don't think I ever did as a kid. You know, I'm playing it and I have a lucky egg on 2 Pokemon. I had it on my Typhlosion and Meganium, just transferred from Pokemon Coliseum. What's up? And I literally have to switch out the Pokemon to train them. I have to stop what I'm doing and train them, where I could just be training a whole party. Like, I don't understand that. I think you should be okay. Hold on. Sorry. Let me rephrase myself. I think you should be able to turn it off. No question about it.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly where I was going to go with it.
People bitching about it can go fuck themselves.
I think people are bitching that you can't turn it off, that it's like, it really, I don't think it would be that hard to say on off, and then it makes it a little bit harder.
Well, we're also talking about Pokemon and Nintendo, and they can't even figure out their own online system or their own franchise. So it's, I feel bad for those people because it is something so simple that should be fixed for them. And here we are. I think the EXP share thing's been since X and Y, Brandon, right?
Yeah,
no, it's like Black and White 2, maybe, right?
I think Black and White 2 was I think it's either Black and White 2 or X and Y where you could actually turn it off. I do remember a function in a game where you could turn off the experience share.
Yeah,
which one exactly I do not know. However, I like my 2 cents on experience share. I love it because I think training individual Pokemon is kind of stupid. It's really good for if you're doing EVs. So you can get like the specific one, because the experience share kind of fucks it up where you're training for special.
Yeah.
And if you fight if you fight a physical Pokemon, then you're gonna get the EVs towards that. I can see how that inconveniences you. But what inconveniences general people, like it's target kids or busy adults who work 9 to 5s or at least 40 hours a week. I don't got time to train individual Pokemon, dude. That experience share is legit. And I love having everything be even. Nothing's overpowered more than something else. I think it's a really good feature. But you know, it does provide an inconvenience for people who want to EV train. Well, take Pokemon out of your party, which you don't even have to go to a PC for nowadays. I think experience share is dope. It should be able to be turned off, but I think it's tight.
I think that's what's annoying about the entire XP share argument is like, why isn't it just like, why isn't there just a switch? Like, why does something so simple have to be taken out? So I really do feel for those people, you know, like Brian's talking about with the whole, you know, friendship animations and just how kind of cheesy it is and how broken it is. Cause yeah, like you'll land. That was the thing about the legendaries that sucked, Brian. I was using Ampharos for all my legendaries, right? Just to paralyze them and thunder. Critical hits would kill them.
Yeah, so I get so many critical hits too, right?
Yeah,
it landed a critical hit because it loves you or something like that, whatever.
I like
the idea. Destroyed the shiny.
I totally like the idea, but it happened far too frequently.
It does happen a lot. Like there have been plenty of times where like a Pokemon has been in the red for me, and it's like my Empoleon. It fucking slept off some bullshit status and then survived like 3 Okos, and it's like because it loves you, and it does make the game extremely easy.
Yeah.
You know what sucks too is that whole like friendship systems. I know we're jumping from XP share and whatnot. That friendship system, excuse me, I cannot talk. It hasn't changed since Jesus, I cannot talk. Since X and Y. The animations, the dialogue that you get, none of it has changed. Nice. It's never been updated. So just really fucking knocking out of the park with their laziness.
Yeah, it is a 1-for-1. One thing I did appreciate though that Diamond and Pearl I would say have, but it lacks, is I love completing a main event in the story and not being bombarded by my fucking rival or the professor guiding me on what to do next. It was nice to walk out of a building and be like, oh, I can kind of do whatever the fuck I want. Not somebody be like, hey, have you heard about the shit happening in this area? Long exposition, etc. I got lost on where to go. I'm like, oh, I look at my map. Oh, I should go here. Tight. There isn't somebody
really like that.
Right? There's nobody holding your hand to the next thing you have to do. It's like it gives you that little bit of individualism and freedom, and not just like constant story where I'm mashing A and I don't care about the friendship between me and this dude who I don't know. Like it,
yeah.
But I noticed that while I was playing.
Knock. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Like, no, shut up. Like,
it's the equivalent of me mashing through hop all up in my shit is me slamming the door on it and on a fucking Mormon's face. Like, sorry.
I don't even know where you were going with that. I just thought about it though. You are right. Like Sword and Shield like really held your hand like the entire way. Bad.
Oh yeah.
And it's like Pokemon's about friendship and everything like that, but it's like I don't need this random dude just like holding my hand throughout the whole way, or like well, you guys know what I mean.
Sorry. Yeah, I skim through some of the dialogue sometimes, and I love being able to just press the menu button and it tells me what to do next. It's not like overbearing. It's just like, oh, I totally missed what they just said. Where do I go next?
Yeah,
I really thought that was convenient.
Yeah. Anything else before we move on to things we wish the game had, and then our final thoughts on the game?
No.
I think that does it.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over a list of things. I wish there's better animations for the Pokemon while they're in battle and when they follow you, and the Pokemon are actually proportionate to your character. And speaking of that, and I think I've said it in like 4 episodes now, but I wish the Pokemon still had stances or just something else that made them unique towards your experience. Brian mentioned it very heavily in our previous episodes where we talked about it. Mega evolutions. I really wish they came back for this game and then made new ones. I think that's a huge missed opportunity in terms of replayability for sure. You could have just fucking mined the Mega Stones. A built-in social system that was like the 3DS with the PSS, where you had a friends list. You would see that they're online. You would see that they caught, evolved. You can invite them to go do activities. It was just a very fluid system that actually worked really well for the hardware, and I think it'd work great on the Switch if it was like a menu or something. Maybe any platinum content that's missing here, like the Dimension World or whatever it's called, or something like a Delta episode from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, just something that provided a hour-long experience. It was a quest. I thought it was incredible for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I didn't know about that episode from leaks, and I remember experiencing it and going, holy shit, I can't believe this is real. It was over pretty quick, but it was still fun. And then I think that's it actually. So those are the things I wish they had in the game. Brian, was there anything that you wish was in the game that's not?
I just think some new content, I think, compared to all the other remakes we got. We have the new Mega Evolutions in, what's it called? Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. What did we have new in? Hell, following Pokemon, that was new in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I don't know. I just felt this one was, I know they said it was a decision to make it a shot-for-shot remake, but...
Which I get.
I get that too, but I mean, I guess you could say the Underground is new, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It felt like it was hard for me to keep going back to the game because it's like, there's not that much new content. I've kind of already played this game. It's just kind of a shined up one. It's kind of a fixed version, but I don't know. I just feel like as somebody who, if you played Diamond and Pearl already back when you were a kid, I can't imagine needing to play this one, but that could just be preference. I just wanted a little bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
I hear where you're coming from. I think I'd have to disagree on the preference part. I mean, it's your preference. I do think this game is worth going back for anyone who played the originals or people who haven't played them at all, because the Grand Underground does add a lot, and then Ramona's Park is fun. It does add a lot. It's a little bit of a grind, like I said.
Yeah.
The frontier looks beautiful. I just think the game itself is really good for what it is. It's just with these things that I talked about, it could be one of the best games ever made for the franchise. But Brandon, is there anything else you would like to elaborate on that I said, or anything else that I missed that you wish was in the game before we give our final thoughts?
I mean, I had a few things separate from yours, but I mean, kind of nailed it. Animations to be a little bit more polished would be nice. There were a lot of times where I threw like an Ultra Ball while my Magnezone was doing its like idle animation, and it looked like it shot the Ultra Ball out of the bottom of its body, which was kind of weird. So like all these like little funny things that could, you know, use a little bit more finishing touch would be nice. Animations mainly. Mega Evolutions, it's definitely like a hell yeah, I always love Mega Evolutions, favorite mechanic, but you know, even with you saying it being in the underground where you can mine the Mega Stones, I think it'd be really rad. Make it like a mini game to find like that Mega Stone in that area of the underground, so you're not like doubling up on them like how you would the skull fossils or anything like that. Be nice. Unfortunately, I would love it, but I don't think it would fit in very well. The social network from Sun and Moon was really nice, so that way you can kind of see what everyone's doing. But I mean, my own wish list personally is just to have the Distortion Realm, because I really missed out on that because I didn't get to play Platinum back in the day.
Same.
So seeing that, especially with the updated graphics and everything and the battle scenes, it would been really nice. And you know, with BDSP coming out in November, we have Legends Arceus coming out in January. They both take place in the same region technically. It'd been really nice to see like a Easter egg or something like about the before times, other than what we had in Diamond and Pearl originally.
Well, something that they clearly added to get you excited for the new game.
Exactly, like a little Easter egg to be like, yeah, hey, a little bit of, you're ready in 3 months when you're gonna spend another $60 on a fucking game, dude. Here you go.
Speaking of Easter eggs, was Jasmine in the original one? There was a
I'm pretty sure she was.
I don't remember her being in there, and then I saw her when I was playing the other day, and I'm like, I don't remember her there. Are they subtly hinting at like, let's go Johto or something, or am I just totally overthinking?
Bitch, why are you in Olivine City right now? What the fuck?
We'll have to double check, but if she's not in the original games, then I think that's definitely them hinting at Let's Go. Number 2.
I do not remember her in there, but we'll look it up.
I had something I wanted to say before. While you were talking, Brandon, you said something that I just think when it comes to the animations, I know that you were talking about like a gimmick with Magnezone. I just think my issue with these games at this point is how lifeless everything kind of feels with the characters and the Pokemon themselves. They just seem so robotic, and you know, when you're spoiled with games like Monster Hunter, which I'm always making this reference, but it would really hit home if even a fraction of the Pokemon did anything those monsters did. And I think that a lot of people would appreciate all the hard work that these developers put. Not that they didn't with this game, I'm just saying, like, I think like an extra year for animations, I don't even care. I think it'd be worth it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's nice seeing a Pokemon actually do a double kick or a fire punch instead of hopping up and down twice, and then all of a sudden a fist comes in, fucking hits the other Pokemon. So yeah, I agree with you for sure.
Well, that's all I have to talk about with this game. I'm ready to give a score for it. You know, it was just kind of a review discussion, but I still want to give a number. Are you guys ready for that part before we talk about Legends Arceus and wrap things up?
Yeah.
I'll go first. I think the game's at 8 out of 10. I think it's a really good 1-to-1 remake of what I think they set out to do this, and they succeeded. They replaced Pal Park with Romanes Park. I do think recatching legendaries is getting a little played out. I think they need to do something else that provides post-game content. I do like catching Groudon over again, and that's what I was going to say too. I'm sorry, it just clicked. You do see the Distortion World in Romanes Park. In a couple of the scenes, it's definitely the Distortion World. So,
oh, nice. I'm looking forward to that then.
I just wish they did a little bit more, but everything does look good in this game. And, you know, like I said, with their goals that they clearly set for us as the audience, I do think the game is an 8.5 out of 10. Brian, what would you give the score for this game if, you know, between 1 out of 10 with your experience so far?
Oh, it's going to be really hard to pick up a number, but I'm really in the middle of the road with this game. It's pretty much exactly what I expected. It didn't do anything really wrong, and it didn't really do anything perfect. I'm just really in the middle of the road with this game. I'd say a 6 or 7. A 7 probably is more likely for me, but yeah, this game is cool. I mean, it is what it is. I got exactly what I paid for. I got what I was advertised. Do I regret buying it? No, it's cool. I'm enjoying playing it. I don't see myself, like you were saying before we started, Arceus is going to come out, and I don't know how often I'm going to be coming back to this game. And that's not the game's fault. It's just, it's an okay game. Oh, I already gave it number 7.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think 7's actually being generous still, considering you said you're in the middle. Brandon, with your experience so far, what would you rate the game?
Oh, man, it's so tough. I think I have to agree with you on on an 8. I think 8's a really comfortable number. I was almost considering a 9 just because the amount of nostalgia I felt like firing up this game and like playing through it, it definitely hit those nostalgic notes where I was like, I felt like being a kid again. It was really cool, and it definitely nailed that for a remake. But that's also in its flaw is that it felt like a remake. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I would rate that higher. It's probably up there with Heart Gold and Soul Silver as being like the best remakes. This is definitely up there, but I mean, it's nothing new. There's no there's no Beautiful Eye opening up the scene. There's no it's just shot for shot. And I think that was perfect in nailing those original tones that we need for Pokemon series mainline games. But unfortunately, didn't add that extra spice. I think 8 is perfect. I'm still really enjoying my time with it. So
nice. Yeah, I think everyone's pretty fair with that. So real quick before we wrap this thing up, this is going to be our last preview before Legends Arceus comes out. So I want to talk about it real quick. All 3 of us have looked at leaks. The game is out in some other countries, and some other players in the US have it. We've seen enough gameplay that has really raised our hype bar, I would say, at least for me, just through the roof. Not expectations, just what I'm seeing is already all right. It's already a lot better. So they also released a 12-minute gameplay overview trailer last week, which also helped with the hype. Brian, we're going to go ahead and start with you first. Where are you at with this game? We've talked about it probably 3 or 4 times now on the podcast. This is the last time we're talking about it before the full release. What are you excited about, and what are you worried about?
I mean, from the first announcement to where I am now, I was super hyped with the announcement, and then it kind of, with each trailer, it kind of got dwindled and dwindled. I was like, this isn't going to live up to the hype. But now I'm actually seeing the gameplay from all this leaks, and it's actually looking like a fun game. So now I'm back up there hype again, and I did not think that was going to happen. I think this game isn't going to be the prettiest. It isn't going to be what they could do, yeah. But the fact is they're trying something different. And the fact that they're trying something different is going to push this company in a new direction. It's a step in the right direction. And I'm so damn glad they're breaking the formula. And I hope we continue to go out of this formula and this works well for the company, because this is what people have wanted for a long time. They wanted something different, and we're finally getting it. And damn, it's a week away and we're going to finally play it. So I'm pretty hyped.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A week, bro. We're only 4 days away.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was a week. Yeah, 4 days.
Yeah, man. I'm so hyped for this shit. This is definitely what I've been wanting since Oblivion. After playing Oblivion, other Elder Scrolls, and Bethesda titles, I'm like, man, an open world Pokemon would be really successful. And here we are, so many years later. But Brandon, what are your thoughts on this game with all the discussions we've had leading up to this moment? 4 days before release.
My hype definitely skyrocketed within the last 2 weeks. I was really doubtful about this game. Whatever previews we saw, they were really choppy, and I still think it's going to face some performance issues. It is a very ambitious and demanding game for the Switch. So, despite the technical, imperfections that may occur, I really like what I've seen so far. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but a lot of my fears, like how Pokemon are going to look, interact, behave, they've been alleviated. So I'm extremely stoked for this game. just kind of just like Diamond and Pearl remakes. We went from like, I don't know, but now it's like, oh yeah, it's happening. I can't wait to get my hands on it, and I can't wait to talk to you guys and see what we all think about it. So yeah, looking forward to that.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun, and that's it. That's all we have to talk about today. It's been a very long episode, but I appreciate you guys coming on. I've been looking forward to this very much. I absolutely love talking to both of you gentlemen on this show. Be sure to follow Brian at Another Vinyl page. And Brian, do you have anything to say before we get off the show?
Thanks for having me, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about Legends Arceus after we played it for a while.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I can't wait for us to talk about it too. And Brandon, anything else you'd like to add?
No, man, just play Arceus. In Arceus we trust, and buying that's a must.
God bless Charizard. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much. Everyone have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week on the It Just Works podcast.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.